Ash Media's coverage of the Australian Junior Sedan title proudly brought to you by Speedway Sedans Australia.
Stand by for a start in the B main. 4 cars to qualify. Stand by as they move into the main straight. 10 rows away and racing. Josh Fraser from Western Australia got the best of the dispatch. Gardner from South Australia is right there as well, along with Leroy, Daniel Johnson. It's a literal traffic jam. You wouldn't find that many cars in the Coles car park on a Saturday morning. Not one in the fence. One car up in the fence up in turn number 1. That's a 77 of Hayden Brown. It was a literal traffic jam. You wouldn't get that many cars in the Coles car park on a Saturday morning all fighting for the same bay. Oops. Hayden Brown's got to get into position. Carter Armstrong is 1 row ahead of where he should be unless Brown's gone to the rear. He must have done. Stand by. We're underway again. The green lights are on. Josh Fraser leads them. Oh, he didn't get a very good start. The challengers coming from everywhere. They're 4 wide down into turn number 1. Lance Carew got a good start. They're safely through somehow. Oh wow, look at the traffic jam, if you don't mind. Down the back straight, Josh Fraser, the leader on the outside. There's a wall of charades out after him though. Gardner on the inside, Leroy is there, and so too Lance Carew. Donald Irving is there, so too is Johnson. Lance Carew has the quick lap of the race. They're 4 wide out of turn number 2. It is Josh Fraser from Western Australia in front as they move down the back straight the second time of 20 laps. In the B main, the first 4 go through to the Australian final. They're 4 wide into the main straight, fighting for the lead. Gardner, Leroy, Carew on the outside. Fraser back into Johnson, Matty McGee, Wayne Firmston's in 7th place. Back to Cody Evans, Donald Young and Ben Holmes in the top 10. You can't look, they are 4 wide down the back straight. Unbelievable! Lance Carew hits the front from the Northern Territory. On the inside, Brendan Leroy fights back, and Leroy will lead them into the main straight. No, he doesn't! Carew's back in front. Josh Fraser on the outside, and right there with him is Sam Gardner. Matty McGee can't find a way through. There's no more racetrack to their 4 wide. Down the back straight once again. There's sparks coming off the fence. I think that's from one of the Avens cars, as it's Leroy back in front. On the outside, it's Lance Carew. There's still 16 laps to go. What a blockbuster this is. Fraser, Gardner, Matty McGee, Firmston in 6th place. It was Cody Evans bringing the sparks up. Back behind them, now we've got sparks in the lead as they move down the back straight. Unbelievable racing here. It's Lance Carew just in front from the Northern Territory. Leroy on the inside. On the inside of Josh Fraser for 3rd and 4th is Gardner and Matty McGee. Back to Firmston, Evans, Johnson. Then we've got 1 car up against the fence. He gets out of halfway. Come on, Carter. Oh, Carter Armstrong stopped the car. He stopped the car here in the main straight. We've got a stoppage. Wow, what a race that was. They were 4 wide down the back straight for the lead. We've got 15 laps to go. Carter Armstrong hit the fence here in the main straight and stopped the car. Set for a restart. Wait for the green light from Graham Thomas downstairs with the flag. It's away and racing. And, well, half the field have missed the start completely. That's the back half. Donald Young, there seems to be a few problems with the 43 car. Meanwhile, back at the ranch, it's a race in 8 at the moment. They're well clear of everybody else. So move out of turn 3 and 4. It's Lance Carew from the Northern Territory out in front. Leroy in 2nd place. Josh Fraser 3rd, then back to Gardner in 4th. They're 3 wide behind him. Also involved there is Wayne Firmston, Matty McGee, Daniel Johnson and Cody Evans. Lance Carew leads though, leads by a couple of car lengths from Leroy. Back in 3rd place it's Josh Fraser. We've got a car around at the back of the field. One of them is Gardner. He gets back underway, but there's another car involved. I think it could be David Johnson. I'm not quite sure. It's a blue charade. Hard to see over there, but we've got a stoppage. We've got 13 laps to go. I tell you, we've got people listening from all over the world. They're listening in London, which is nice. It's a bit warmer here today, and it's not wet like it is in London. Stand by for the restart. Carew leads them as the green lights come on. Leroy in second place, then back to Fraser in third, and all hell breaks loose on the restart because only 4 of them qualify as they move out of turn number 2. Here comes a challenge now for Matty McGee, and that puts Sam Gardner back to 5th place. Lance Carew leads by a car length as they come out of turn 4. Not anymore. The little yellow car takes the lead. It's car number 9. Brendan Leroy unbelievably leads by 0.1 of a second, but not to be outdone. Lance Carew goes around the outside and takes back the lead. There's a couple of cars bolt over there that have gone off the track into the heavy water where we've had some rain. The yellows are on, and probably lucky for Lance Carew because he hit the fence in the main straight. We've got another stoppage.
Yeah, the number 6 Black Charade, Travis Armstrong there, beached up on that little windrow. Just a little bit unfortunate.
Just ahead of Lance Carew. Matty McGee from Queensland starts to make a move as Brendan Leroy leads them out of turn number 2. Lance Carew from the Northern Territory though has got better ideas, and so too does Josh Fraser from Western Australia. They stalk down into turn number 3. Lance Carew high on the track, Fraser low on the track, and they're 3 wide into the main straight if you don't mind. McGee 4th back into Johnson, then Gardner. Avens is next in the 73 car, doing pretty well as well. Ben Holmes as they move out of turn number 2. Sparks off the wall again. That is from Lance Carew on this occasion in turn 2, but he continues on in the race lead. Only just the middle charade on the inside. He's trying to make another national final. That's Brendan Leroy from Queensland. Matty McGee is in a position to also challenge. Now back to Josh Fraser. He's in 4th place and he's the one who's under the most pressure because only the first 4 qualify. Back to Daniel Johnson and Cody Avens running 5th and 6th. We'll come up with the halfway mark. 10 down and 10 to go. Into the main straight, it's Lance Carew looking for the biggest win of his career in the B main. Second place is that of Brendan Leroy. Carew's done the quickest lap of the race at 21.331. They're travelling beautifully at the moment. 3rd place Matty McGee, then Josh Fraser. A gap back to Daniel Johnson and Cody Avens. The rest of them can't win. Sam Gardner in 7th place, and then there's the main bulk of the field headed up by Ben Holmes. We've got 9 laps to go in the B main. The race centre is Lance Carew from the Northern Territory. Brendan Leroy in 2nd, Matty McGee in 3rd. Josh Fraser is in 4th place. Now there's a challenge for 5th and 6th. That's coming from Cody Avens on the outside of Daniel Johnson. Back then to Gardner in 7th place, and a gap back to the rest of them headed up by Ben Holmes, Donald Young and Joe Dickerson from the Tasmania. Into the main straight, 8 laps to go in the B main. Lance Carew continues to lead. Leroy, then Matty McGee. Josh Fraser is in 4th place, but 5th and 6th aren't that far behind. Plenty of sparks coming off the wall. They're running very, very wide indeed. 7 laps to go now. Carew just in front from Leroy and Matty McGee. Fraser is in 4th place. Johnson is challenging or charging hard, trying to catch him. Back to Cody Avens, Sam Gardner, Donald Young. Donald Young has caught Sam Gardner. In fact, there's a big gaggle of cars towards the back of this field. There's about 9 or 10 of them. Into the main straight, Lance Carew continues to lead with half a dozen to go. Leroy in 2nd place. Matty McGee challenging. Josh Fraser's in 4th. Johnson is closing. The margin is only 0.7 of a second, 4th to 5th, and that's where the final transfer spot will be. Back into Avens in 6th place, and then the rest of the field, and there's a lot of them fighting for 7th place. Carew still in front. Leroy in 2nd, Matty McGee 3rd, but this is where the challenge is. 4th and 5th now. There's only a couple of car lengths. They're 3 wide further back. Dickerson on the outside of Gardner. Bermston and also the 22 car of Sam Thurston is there as well. So move down the back straight once again. The race leader comes into the main straight, Lance Carew. He's half a lap ahead of the majority of the field. Leroy and McGee run 2nd and 3rd. Fraser just hanging on to 4th. Johnson and Avens behind him. Then Gardner on the outside of Dickinson. Bermston. Donald Young is next. Back into the 93 car of Shannon Marston. There's a challenge for 2nd and 3rd now. Matty McGee all over the end of Leroy. They come up with 3 laps to go in the B main. It's Leroy in 2nd, McGee 3rd. Josh Fraser goes by the gate. That keeps Johnson and Avens very interested in 5th and 6th. 7th is Dickerson, 8th is Gardner, then Firmston is 9th, and back to Donald Young. There's a challenge now for second place again. McGee and the 9 car of Leroyd are fighting for a second last row in the A main. They're second and third in this particular race. Josh Fraser, I think, is getting tired. Johnson and Avens have closed the gap considerably with 2 laps to go in the B main. This is where the battle is for 4th, 5th and 6th place. Johnson dives underneath of the 5 car from Western Australia. He fights back as the white lights come on. There's 1 lap to go in the B main, and what a race it's been. The Lance crew out in front. Back in second is Leroyd. 3rd place, Matty McGee. Fraser is hanging on by the skin of his teeth from Johnson and Avens. That's for 5th and 6th. Thurston, Dickerson, then back to Gardner and Marston. That's the top 10, but it's going to be the biggest win of his career. The B main goes the way of Lance Carew from the Northern Territory. Brendan Leroyd finishes second, Matty McGee third, and the final transfer spot will go right to the wire. It's Josh Fraser from Western Australia who hangs on. Johnson 5th, back to Avens 6th. Dickerson finishes 7th ahead of Wayne Firmston. Back in 9th place is Sam Gardner. Brad Gardner is 10th. Shannon Marsden, Curtis Armstrong, Luke Fraser, Ben Holmes and Donald Young is last to complete the distance. Wow! Put your hands together for Lance Carew from the Northern Territory. Advances to the A main along with car number 9, Brendan Leroyd, Matty McGee in 38, and Josh Fraser has just hung on to finish 4th ahead of Daniel Johnson and Cody Avens.